Hello Aries, kia ora koutou katoa, welcome to my YouTube channel and or my Facebook page if you've come across me on Facebook, okay? So, okay, where are they going with okay? So anyway, so I just want to quickly say thank you to those of you who have subscribed or liked and followed me on my Facebook page or either here on this platform, but also I just want to encourage those of you who haven't to do that now. So anyway, I'm Lesley Ormsby and I'm a psychic medium, a healer and a teacher of spiritual things and so much more, but also mystical things. So and I work a lot with a lot of different guides from across in this universe. So and often they will come in and out through the messages to help me bring through the messages, okay? So the first thing the next thing I want to say is just a reminder that these reads are general. So, you know, just take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So don't try and make it fit. The reason why it may not be resonating with you right now is because it could be more of a forecast for you, which is why it's not resonating with you right now, or may not actually fit in your picture. But, you know, things can shift quite quickly on saying that, and you may actually find, some of you may find yourself that you're right in this now, and it's more confirmation for you, or there may be something coming up and you're intuitively feeling it. So it could be, you know, a confirmation or a little bit of clarification there for you about what might be going on with you in this next stages as well. So, and others of you, it maybe just help, you know, just to the messages that come through, maybe just there to help you, like I say, confirm, and it's like, you know, and you get some aha moments from it, okay? And just settle your energy, okay? So no, just to let you know that you maybe that you know that you're, just to let you know that you're on the right track, okay? And a bit of encouragement or a little bit of gentle probing something along the way from spirit and, you know, and your loved ones over that side as well. So even though these aren't mediumistic readings, you know, it's our loved ones that will bring us together, our guides that will bring us together. Spirit work, God works in many different mysterious ways. The angels will make it happen if you're meant to see this session for whatever reason, okay? So anyway, today I am using, or today is the 21st of September 2020, by the way. And so yeah, Aries, you are you come out on Monday. So I've had my little break, and I kind of felt like I won another week, but I want to get right back into these as well. So I'm using the Starman deck, one of my new decks, my my new fave deck. I've got lots of favorites, but they get shuffled around and moved around as the energy shifts. And so you know, it's kind of interesting. I wanted to pull out the angels today, but it's kind of there for something else, okay, for today. So, and in the Sacred Earth Oracle deck, and my trusty tarot deck as well. Although the angels, you know, not saying that the angels aren't working with us right now, okay. So anywho, so the first card out, I'm starting off with a Starman deck. So the first card out is this one, the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups, it's like there's something, like you've moved through something, like through the Five of Cups, and it was on the side when it came out, and I'm going to leave it to the side because I feel like this is the way, this is the right way up, but it's like something is turning, and you're in the, it's like, but it's going like from left to right, okay? So it's not like you're going backward, but it's taken a little while. So something is turning, because this is like in the now. I'm feeling like these two cards that fell out first that came out. So it's kind of like Spirit are working like something where maybe you might be going through in the now, and the next set is like where you something that you may be required to do and to help you shift, create the shift, or to look at. And then there's the last three here today are about basically an outcome, or what could happen if you choose, you know, depending on what your choices are. And that, but I'm saying that I kind of feel like if you're following your intuition, it's kind of like we all kind of know where we want to go or what we need to do. It's like, but often we don't always follow our intuition, and that kind of slows it down. So this is what they mean by that. Okay, so now turning, there's the Six of Cups there. So there's something, it's like you've come like a, I've done a, you're doing, okay, what they're not, I'm not hearing a 360, but it's like a 180. And, okay, for some of you might be at a 180 stage. Some of you, it may be that you have gone and done 360, but it's like it's on its side now, and it's turning, it's like you've figured something out and you're ready to move forward. Because I want to like say, yeah, if there's something that you've moved forward, it's like you've got that aha moment. And there's, you know how we have that cycle, you know, that Spirit talk about, the world, the universe talks about, there's a cycle of things, and it's like with whatever is going on with you emotionally, with your feelings, and with some relationships, with yourself and with others as well, is to really tune into your intuition. And I feel like some of you are really starting to like tap into your intuition, and because we have the Justice card with that, and it's like the Justice is, you know, so it is about looking within, and it's about, you know, with a theme with this one, because the theme with the Six of Cups is in this deck is about, you know, I'm you know, being in wonder of life. So it may be that you may be looking back to the past, and you may be, what are they saying? And you may be, looking at the past, yeah, and how simple it was, and how the simplicity of being younger, you know, what things when you were younger as you were growing up, say, and looking at the past and being a bit melancholy about things. I feel like they're trying to say, not so much like when you're younger and you're, you know, like in your 30s for some of us who are a little bit older than 30, but it's kind of like, and even if you're 30, you're looking back and looking at the innocence of life and the simplicity of life before, and it may be something that has triggered you to do that, you're going through, and it's like helping you to look at life where you are now in a different way, which is kind of like why this card was turned right to the right. It's like something, like you're there, and it's like something's it's taking you into action to move forward. So, and it's going to go around like that cycle of the wheel of life. It goes around. So it's like what I'm hearing is like this too will pass, whatever it is. But it's like, and there's no harm in looking back into the future, into the past rather. It's like, it depends on what we're looking at the past you know, it's whether it's not being stuck in there. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. But there's something that you're shifting, whether it's in a depressive way or whether it's in a melancholy way, there's something that's coming up. But I'm more looking at melancholy as, you know, not, it's just from where you've come from to where you are now, and what has happened to you in the past, even whether it's been a little, you've had a really tough road and back then, or, you know, or a smooth road. But I feel like, you know, all of us at some part would have had something tough, challenging, traumatic in some sort of a way that's kind of rocked our world. And it's not until we look back, you know, at life's, and that's what I feel like they're saying is, when you're looking back, it's not just looking back at all the not so good things. It's looking back at all the good things. And I feel some of you may be more looking back at the not so good things and dragging that along. But if you don't let that go, and you know, and you're going to keep dragging it along, so you won't allow. It's not going to allow more joy and happiness in your life, because that's what this is, you know, about. It's like looking for the joyful things, but and learning from the not so good things, but also the good things as well. It's kind of, so there's two things going on in there. So it is, you know, like there's something that you may be looking at anyway, that's helping you to shift through things and create something new for you. But it's also helping you to look, there's some sort of healing process that's going on there with you looking back as well. So it's like there's, you know, it's about the going back to that thing about like, oh, where is it? About looking back at things, and it's like when you come back, it's like there's this a refreshed or a new way of looking at things. It's because it's like you start to know or realize that actually what you've achieved in the, you know, what you've achieved to get to where you are now. And it's kind of interesting because I kind of feel like I'm lost for words. It's like, and I'm not lost for words normally, but it's like, it's kind of like, and maybe it's like you can't put the words to it, because that's what I'm kind of, there's no words to describe how you feel. And it's like, but it's just like, you know that you feel really good. And it's like from whence you've been to where you are. So it's kind, and you're dealing with it. And it's like you're more in this intuitive space. And if you're not, that's what we're talking about here. Just going into that more in that intuitive space. And then, you know, listening to your feelings and your emotions, and expressing them with love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement and adventure, of course. So it's like, and that's where the healing comes from, because we're looking at stuff. So then we have the justice. But so you may be like, you may have been, or you may be, you may have been questioned about your values and your integrity to do with something that could be with your success. And it maybe that's where you are at. You may be thinking about, some of you, not all of you, of course, may be thinking about the things that you've done in the past, to how you've, you know, you've built your success and your achievement with your material success and things like that. So maybe you're judging yourself. And maybe maybe somebody has questioned you about your integrity and your values, that may have, or that may have like crossed the line, or it may have, in the sense that it may have come at the cost of those, you know, values and your values and integrity. Basically, it's someone else's expenses where they're going there at the cost of somebody else's expense. So what they mean by that, well, I think, you know, there's no need to go any further than that, because it's like, and it may be that you are questioning yourself about that, how you've achieved it. And it may be that you're looking at somebody else, and that's because you may be seeing that in somebody else, and it's maybe question you. Not to say that you have, but, you know, in a massive way, but depends on what massive means to you. Or it could be anything, you know, to any degree, like whether it be that big or that big degree, you know, or that big. We all judge ourselves differently. Usually when we judge ourselves, it's like a humongous, you know, space. But it's kind of like there's something there that maybe you may be looking at, or somebody is looking at you with that, and it's you may be questioned about that, or getting questioned about that, or you may be questioning yourself about that. And it's kind of it's an interesting process there. But I'm just feeling like Spirit is saying, not, you know, this is not about beating yourself up. This is about like that shift into creating change and having a look at how it got to be like that, where it got to be like that, and why it got to be like that. And there's a shift in the change, shift and change within you. That's where they're talking about that is being created at the moment. You might be thinking, what the hell? You know, why am I going there? And you may be like defending yourself, and in the sense, and, you know, some of you may be in a little bit of denial. We kind of, you know, go that space in there. So, and I feel like, so, and some of you, your integrity may be very, you know, may be very good, but it's still maybe that you're questioning it, and it may not necessarily be, you know, not so much in a business way, but it could be in any sort of way, anything that you're doing. So thinking outside of the square of how you've accumulated success, or something in some way or form, or something that, you know, it could be anything like that it maybe come up. So not necessarily, you know, accumulating, you know, material wealth or success as well. It could be that for some of you. It is for others of you, it'll be something to do with something else in your life that you may be questioning your integrity and your values, okay? So it's kind of like there's a shift there, okay? Not kind of like, there is. And you may be feeling a little bit, okay, for the lack of a better word, lost, but in a vacant space, or in a space where it's like, okay, where to from here, but with but there's some questions coming in about it, you questioning it, and it's like, that's what Spirit is saying, not to be too tough on you, but it's looking at it and finding your solution. God, thank God the energy is kind of like shifting now, because we're going to the next two cards, because it's about, really, which is about, you know, what do I do about that? And, you know, and it's like, where am I going? It's obviously, it's kind of like finding your solution within you, making peace with yourself, allowing yourself to go with the flow of the change, which you know what your intuition is taking you to. And it's about exploring that. Why am I in denial? Why am I thinking or feeling this way that's stopping me, that's from moving forward or in this direction? And it's like, that's where the healing takes place. So it's taking some time in there. So because we have the Temperance card. So something for me, when these major arcana cards come up, there's usually, you know, these are like pivotal point cards to me. And so that's something, because you've got the Justice card there. So there's something that's going a lot deeper, and that's coming out, exposing something to be healed, to be shifted, to be noticed, to be, you know, to be taken note of, in the sense of moving your evolution of yourself. So Temperance is the theme behind that, is like, because like the theme behind with the Justice card is, I reap what I sow, and I choose to walk the path of truth. That's what that's about. So, and then we're moving into the balance here, into the Temperance card, which is about balance, you know. And it's like, I am astonished by the beauty of life in all its, I've got it like, in all that it shares with us. So I've kind of like ad-libbed there, because I've just taken some notes, because I'm not really, these cards are very different in the meanings, so I'm just going to read that. Okay, there. I am astonished by the beauty of life in all of its facets. So that's what this is about. And so, and what I'm getting, because Temperance is about the balance, is finding balance within. And where are they going with that? So it's like, and it seems to be like this wander in life at the moment, and how you got to be to where you are, and what is, you know, with everything that's going on in this world at the moment. And so it's maybe you, some of you, or a lot of you, if you're watching this and it resonates, it's like there is, you know, your eyes have been opened a little bit wider with a whole lot of things, and this is where that questioning, and so it's coming back to the Six of Cups again, and the Justice. So, and it's about you looking at the bigger picture now, and it's like how everything kind of, how you've got to be where you are, like they say. But there's about this, like they say, this is about finding balance within your life. It's not to say that you know, it's like, it's not saying that material wealth is, or success is a negative thing. It's, you know, and I think that's where the balance is, because a lot of people like look at that, as well as that people in society look at that as a negative thing, and it can be, depending on how, on saying that, how it's been earned, you know, or how it's been earned is where the Spirit are going with that. But it's how you, so this comes back to you, it comes back to us, and like going back into that about judging ourselves, and, you know, having a look at ourselves, and, you know, that sort of thing. So I feel like most of these questions are coming from you, because you're seeing things from the outside, and now it's like but it's like, and now you may be feeling in that funny little space. So it's like free. This is about you just finding the balance within you, and having a discussion about yourself, you know, with yourself. In Spirit, and, you know, and the angels, and, you know, doing some reading and about something different. I just don't know where that's come from, but it's like you may be doing some reading about, you know, with some mind stuff as you're going through this, and you may be you're not beating yourself up, but it's like what I'm hearing from Spirit is just like taking yourself right out of it and doing something new, something different to shift your energy. And I feel like some of you will be taking more notice and doing things that are, okay, outside your normal realm, like going into the garden, doing your meditation and things like that to help you process things, and, you know, getting back in touch with nature, because it's those things that we've stopped doing, or whether we don't do enough of that, that helps us to find that balance and helps us to ask the question. Helps the answers to the questions that we have inside to come to us. So there's a lot of intuitive stuff going on here. And like there's the star here, the star cards come out for you, and the star is about, I beam your light. And this is like this is the Starman deck. So this is about not only, this is about the guides letting you know, your guides and helpers letting you know that they are there, or this, to help you through these chaotic times as well, but the chaos that sometimes gets in our head as well, to help us. So we've just got to listen. And it's also about, you know, when the star energy, because this card has come to you, is to beam, you know, your light. This, you may find your energy like beaming, and you know, because we just have this new moon energy, and with the vibration that's going on in the universe at the moment, a lot of you will be, you know, maybe feeling this, a burst of energy, depending on whether you are moving through this or where you are with your vibrational energy and your understanding, and your connection of yourself in the universe, and whether, and the amount of processing, you know, the growth or the evolution that you have done within yourself, it's not going to be as intense. However, for some of you that are more in the denial side of things and are really like pushing against, you know, what is your intuition, there's, you know, where this, you know, natural flow of this trust and having faith in, you know, in yourself, and, you know, that honesty and integrity and that sort of thing is all part of it. So it's just bringing up things for us to view, see how it fits with us, and discard what does not resonate with us. Because sometimes, as you know, there's the things that you know that you're not quite comfortable with doing, or or what you're seeing, but we don't always take action straight away, or, you know, we kind of put it to the side. And like I say, this could be like this minuscule thing. It could be something, you know, that you didn't even, you know, like you didn't put something away when you were told to put something away. That's what I mean about it. Is, you know, something like, it could be something like that, and you're feeling guilty about it, and, you know, or tidying up. There could be a job that you didn't do that you promised you would do, and you didn't do it, and you're still getting paid for it, or something like that, or you're getting accolades for it, or whatever, and that. And it's like, and it may be that, and it could be something that you might have, you know, overcharged somebody, and or you may have been undercharged by somebody, and it's like, you know, and you're not, and it may be that you're feeling guilty that you maybe, I should have, you know, I should just pay the rest of it. Or you maybe overcharged somebody, and you may be feeling guilty, you know, about giving that money back. And it may be that you may not be able to get a hold of that person, but they're, and, you know, and for some of these you may be able to, so you have an opportunity to give that money back. So it could be, you know, whatever it is, from one end of the scale to another end of the scale. That's kind of where they're going with that. Does that make sense? But you could have your money, I don't know, dishonestly, or that you are seeing it that way, or, you know, it's whatever that guilt is for you, or that regret is for you. It's kind of like, there's something there that's they're working with that. So it's bringing some balances with that, but also, but the Starman brings this energy of, you know, beaming your light. So, and that's what it's all about, is like bringing the light, your inner light out, letting it shine and bringing that out, and that will help you to expand your heart, expand your chakras, expand everything about you, to that place, until you get to that place of where there is that peace, that you can sit with peace in your heart, mind, body, soul, spirit, all parts of you. Cool. And then we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups, that is about, you know, the theme around that is I am lavished by the good times in life. And it's kind of, that's kind of interesting because it just, I feel like sometimes we don't realize that we have what we have. And so it's been grateful, like going into that gratitude and grateful sort of space with you with this Nine of Cups. So where are they going with that? So it's knowing with the Nine of Cups, it's about festivities, that something has come to an end or is coming to an end with the 9. There's a cycle of completion. And then we go into the 10, and then we go into the page, and it's like there's a 10, it's like you've completed it. And then the page, or the page, these ones don't have a page, or the Prince, then you go into the new beginning of that next part of the cycle. And it's like, okay, so the night, it's like there's a realization there that actually we are the manifester. You are the manifester of whatever it is that you want to create in this world. So depending on, you know, so it's like going back to the Justice card, because it's underneath that card, you know, going back to that, we reap what we sow. Like this Justice one here is, I reap what I sow, and I choose to walk the path of choice. I keep saying choice, of truth, but it's your choice. It's our choice. So, and that's where they're coming back here with that. It's like some of you, it's going back into that, and some of you will be actually like, okay, yeah, no, well, actually, that's okay. And others will go, okay, I know where I need to, you know, tweak, but it's like, you know what, I'm actually more, I've created, there's a whole lot of realizations in there. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, okay? So there's something new within that, you know, that coming there. There's a new way of thinking about money, of, you know, your relationship with money. So maybe that money comes and goes with you with all this going on, and it's about understanding money, your relationship with money, how you got to go there, get there, blah, blah, blah. And maybe that on all of this is about, why am I not successful as, you know, materially successful and, abundant and blah, blah, blah. So it could be there is something else going on in the background, that which is why all this has come up for you this week, possibly this month, for the rest of this month, and maybe going into next month as well. So there's a bit of a process going on there. But these cards are showing you that there is something moving, you know, should you choose to move in the direction of where you, wholeheartedly know where you want to go, and what you want to do, give in life, but also who do you want to do things with, give things to, and and give, give and have in your life. Who do you want to have in your life, and who do you want to give things to in life, be within your life, and do things within your life. It's kind of like, that's where that one is. So there's lots of new beginnings in there, but it also talks about, I'm just going to bring that back again. It also talks about, where we're going. Where are they going? It's like there's a new, because the Ace of Pentacles in this deck talks about being like a new stage. Okay, so it's like there's a new stage, or a stage that is being set for great things to come. It's like it's almost like there's a clean sheet, basically. Or you've done something, you've realized, that's why they're talking about, you've realized something, it's actually how I can do it, now, or make these shifts and changes into this new way. And if you're, whatever spectrum you are on, so it's kind of, and it's like you're starting to pull things together for you abundantly, which is really interesting. So with this Ace of Pentacles going in there, so it's like you've done some background work, and you've done some great background thinking and feeling and things like that. So, and there's that feeling that, with the oak tree, that in the sense that, when you've planted some seeds, and it's like the oak, you've planted the seed, okay? The potential is in the seed. And the oak is in the acorn, basically. So, and then the tree's going to grow. So it's like the mighty oak tree. So there's something that you've planted, which moves into this. So it's kind of like right in your face there a little bit there more, is the Devil card. So the Devil card is in, the theme and the way they've written it in this card is, I am the master deceiver and it is time to break the spell. So we, or you, are the only one that can break that spell. And that spell of, you know, like goes back to that material success and influence at the cost of integrity and one's values. So there may be something that is gravely out of balance with at the moment, and it may be, and it comes back, you know, and it is time to break the spell, basically, of success, in the sense that some of you, there's that fear of success, which they're going back to there, and some of you, it's the success in the way in which the way that you've built it. So that could mean like monetary, whatever it is you that, you know, is going on your flat that you see in that way. So it could be the way that you exchange energy. So that's how I see it. So it's about grounding yourself, digging deep into that. So it may be that, you know, because it's like I say, that's just been all around this whole thing about looking deeper within. And some of you, I feel like it's not so much, this is about a lack of material success. And there's like this, and then some of you are in the middle there trying to figure out which way to go. And others of you are there, and it may be, you know, so there's different extremes or different streams of you know, contemplation there about what is going on. It's a beautiful thing. There's lots of amazing shifts. So gosh, this is kind of like this has kind of gone on a bit long but it's kind of like and I feel like it's gone like this because it doesn't always happen overnight, and that's where I feel like this is, because I felt, gee, this reading is dragged on, but it needed to be in the sense like sometimes we can like rush, you know, and burn things, you know, burn along, those talking about. And it's like, and this is what happens. We get too much in the rush that Spirit is saying, that Aries is saying. We can get into that. I mean, I'm not an Aries, I'm a Gemini, as most of you will know. But, and I don't have Aries in my chart. But when I do the readings, because my strongest sense is the clairsentient or the empath side of things, is I end up being, I talk as though I am whatever sign that I'm working with. So, and that's okay. Cool. So that's why you will hear me say we. So I'm just going to draw a card from the Sacred Earth Oracle deck. These cards are a little bit big, so we'll see what pops out. Come on. What we got for Aries? What's Aries? What do you most want to... What's there for Aries to share with the sign of Aries for this week of Monday the 21st of September? God, well, all those fell out. So specialization, and I'm feeling like, okay, some of you may be specializing in something. So and something in there, and it may be to do with your I'm hearing some of these that because they're talking about artwork there, and you may have been having a block in there for something, or some reason, you know, going on there. So I'm also hearing about, you know, with the specialization is maybe you with this everything that's going on for some of you, it may be time to specialize in something, because maybe you've been a little bit too broad and too wide, and you may be feeling that yourself in that. So there's been an absence as well. So something about absence. So it's maybe you've been a little bit absent-minded or absent with your family, with, you know, due to this success or this lack of success, or not as much success as you would like. So there's three different lights, and it's like it's kind of coming back down to yourself, to grounding yourself now. Okay, I was just thinking Earth, no, with the fire energy. So I'm hearing like grounding yourself, basically bringing yourself back down to earth. And even though you're the fire sign, it's like, because I just feel like the earthing is to help you not stop you from moving, but just to make you realize, just to slow you down a bit so you don't miss anything, okay? Because there's a bit of heat. Okay, well, there we go, bit of heat. And I'm kind of likening that, because in doing that, you know, taking that time, because what I'm feeling there is like with the fire energy, which is what you are. But it's also about like the phoenix. They're showing me the phoenix, you know, and how the phoenix is the clearers, like, you know, with the ashes and things like that, the phoenix ashes. And then we have friction. So there is some friction going on. I'm feeling a lot of friction going on, but with you, with your mind and with others. So it's kind of like bringing this back to you and sorting your own shit out, because it's like, really, it's all your own stuff. And then alliance. And I do feel like there are some alliances being formed, okay, with you. So, and this is about, they're talking about like, when they're talking aligning yourself, I'm hearing the alliance with earth, wind, fire, and water, okay? Bringing yourself back down to Mother Earth. Taking action, but not running away from stuff, okay? Taking action, yes, but moving in a balanced manner, okay? With I'm hearing with that. In the water, using the water to help clear your energy, to cleanse the way, the path forward. But also I'm hearing water as in drinking, getting a lot through to help detox. And where's that going? And the wind, okay? For some reason I'm hearing like run like the wind, but it's more like, it's kind of like knowing, finding that balance again, knowing when to run with the wind or go with the wind. When the wind blows a little bit hard, it may be not necessarily that you need to run, but just go with the flow of that breeze. When it slows, and then picks up, and then when it's stopped, it may be that's like just stop and look around and peruse, okay? And you'll get a feel of the energy, because they're showing that, likening that to the energy that you feel is naturally and intuitively, okay? Well, okay, I think that's all we've got to go through today. It's kind of interesting how that's going, but your energy, there's a nice peaceful calmness that I'm feeling from that I'm getting from this, okay? Anyway, I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope that healing energy, that you can feel that energy that's come through this session, because we have a lot of the Zion energy that I'm working with now, or that we're working together with now, as well as the angels. And anyway, we're going to leave that with you with lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement, adventure, prosperity, and in abundance, and so much more, okay? Yeah, lots of love from my angels, for my spiritual team, the angels, and the Zion team, and of course the energy from the sign of astrological sign of Aries, okay? Oh, bye for now. See you next Monday. Oops.